Hi, and my name is Gina Owen. I'm here again with my daughter Vivian, and we're going to do our first ballet stretch. So I'm going to have Vivi stand up against the ladder, hands actively pressing into the frame of the ladder. Her feet are laterally turned out. She's now going to take, let's take the opposite leg, Vivi, that we practiced on. And she's going to bring that leg up and try to be as straight as she can, right? And then not holding onto the ladder, but pressing her hands in the ladder and laterally turned out. Active leg. Okay, so the first thing she's going to do is she's going to really balance out her hips, lengthen through her spine, level chin. Good, bring it down just a little bit. So relax a little bit, just keep it even. Good, and now she is going to, through her rectus abdominis and obliques, she's going to lift and lower that heel once and twice. Good, it's very difficult, I know. Okay, now you're going to bring those arms up, inhale, preparation, and then flat back hinge, using the erector spinae to stabilize, and now round through towards the foot and let your back round through. Using that core, lifting up through the core, and exhale back up. Let's do that one more time. Okay, and arms up. Deep breath in, prepare, and lean forward, hinging at the hips, trying to keep that leg nice and straight, and then let yourself round through, exhaling, and release. I'm with Vivian again. We are going to do not feet on the ladder, but feet on the floor. That's better for her and her body right now. And we are going to do side bend. So I have her front foot forward, back foot back. She's engaged. Her hands are at the base of her head. Her head is in line with spine. Good. Active. Stack through. Okay. She is going to go over the barrel, eccentrically flex towards the barrel, and then concentrate, using that core with an exhale to concentrically go towards the ladder. See, you're rotating, so keep it like this. Go ahead, try again, beautifully. Okay, look forward, keeping that head in line with spine, and again. One more time. Good, really pull through that core. Use that core to come towards the ladder, and release. All right, we are doing swan dive prone, hands on ladder. Okay, so I've got my daughter Vivian here resting with her pelvis at the apex of the barrel. Okay, her glutes are engaged, her feet are laterally rotated out. She's rounded through her arms. She's not sinking her scapula or stabilizing and pulling down her body. She's core engaged. You almost like want to pull your belly away from that barrel just a little bit. All right, so her transverse abdominis are there to stabilize her lumbopelvic region, and her scapula is stabilized. Erector spinae, glutes, and maximus are isometrically to maintain extension. Really activate those legs, Vivi. Squeeze. Okay, as she presses back, her head comes up into that beautiful swan. As she comes down, her legs come up. As she presses back, her head comes up. As she comes down, her legs come up. And two more times actually, because it's so pretty. Good. And beautiful. All right, we're going to do the twist with round back. So I've got Vivi. Let's bring those feet a little closer. Your hip width apart. There's my fist right there. The base of her heel. Try to hook those toes. Try to hook those toes. Lengthen. Come forward. Lengthen through the spine. Okay. Shoulders back and down. Okay. Scapula stabilization. So now we're going to bring that dowel up. Relax through the shoulders. Bring the scapula down. Relax through. Now you're going to pelvic tilt and come back. And bring that dowel forward. Now exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, tilt, and bring it down. Exhale, coming up, really Control, relax, open that chest, and exhale. Good. All right, so her transverse abdominis is stabilizing through her lumbopelvic region, right? And her scapula is stabilized. Really open those shoulders a little bit more. Her rectus abdominis and obliques are concentrically to initiate the flexion in the lumbopelvic region. Her gluteus maximus, really hook those toes, baby. Good. Okay, and come on. Good. Now this time I want you to come down just a little bit. Tilt those hips. Now turn towards the window. Now I want you, okay, come on up, back up. So when you turn, you're gonna turn, keeping the hips forward, and then back. Hips forward, turn, back, other direction, and back up. Good. Now this time, don't bring that down so far down, and then down, turn towards the window, up, and then turn towards the other side and back up all the way up and relax. All right, we're gonna do the short box twist. So I'm gonna have her, my daughter activate Vivi. And so open, relax through, but bring that scapula, stabilize below, pull through, lengthen through the spine, head in line. Now tee out those arms as much as you can. Ooh. How about like this? Okay, we got the window in the way. So now you're going to keep your hips forward and you're gonna turn towards the window. Her transverse abdominis is stabilizing, back to the center, keeping that head, and then turn, good, and release. All right, we're doing sitting on the barrel with hands on the ladder. All right, so Vivi, you're going to rainbow one arm back, find that, rainbow the other arm back, find it. Now when you're ready, if you want to go to the outside, give yourself a little bit of relief there. Okay, and scooch back just a little bit. Okay, so you're activating through your glutes, lifting those legs, naturally lifting, laterally turned out. Don't collapse the chest, head naturally in line with spine, maybe a little bit more forward. Relax. Now you're going to lean back, bend those elbows, and lift those legs. Good. Bend those elbows. So you want to turn those elbows out. Okay. Good. And lift those legs. And then lower. Good. Using the core. Really feel the core engage. And then lower. I know we don't look like we're doing the best we can. And then lift. And then lower. One more time, please. Lift and lower. Try not to collapse. And release. Just hold on. All right, so this one we're going to do leg circles sitting on the barrel, hands out. So try not to collapse the chest, Vivian. Open up. I know you got those hypermobile elbows. Okay, lean back, activating the glutes, laterally turning out, and then up, out, and around as much as you can. Lean back a little bit, use that core. Good, try not to collapse. And two more. And one more. And release. Hi, I'm Gina again, here with my husband Chris. We're going to do the roll down bar. We're going to do a bicep flexion. So I'm going to have my husband sitting down, facing the springboard, legs as straight as possible. His feet are on the bottom belly bar with a neutral spine. He's going to turn his hands on the outside of that maple bar and level his bicep or to the floor, and he's going to flex into his chest a couple of times, really lengthening through the spine with that natural spine, that natural curvature. Good, as long as it takes you to get there, really strengthening that bicep, pulling in through the core. Two more. Good, and one. All right, carefully release that and turn your hands palms facing down. And now you're gonna lift up a little bit taller through the spine. Good, head naturally in line with spine, good. And you're going to flat back, hinge back, find those earthquake abs. You're gonna hinge back through your back. And then you're gonna pull that bar towards you. Oh, don't go too far. Find those earthquake abs. And then pull in and out. In, open that chest a little bit. Really find those earthquake abs. If you need to come just a little bit lower, maybe a half an inch lower. Good, feel those earthquake abs one more time. Good, and release. Good, now what we're gonna do is around the world. So let's set up, finding that long spine, finding that natural curvature of the spine, headed naturally in line with the spine. You're gonna pull back a little bit into those earthquake abs, and then you're gonna reach to the right. Good, with a little rotation, back to the center. Good, back in, back to the center, and then to the left. Good, back up to the center, pull back in, to the right. As you come up, back to the center, pull back in, and to the left. Let's do that one more time, looks so good. And back to the center, and to the right. Back to the center, pull in, and to the left. Good, and release. Good. Find that forward stretch, give yourself a little release. Good. That works the chest, the abs, and the biceps. All right, we're gonna do some springboard work facing the springboard using your arms. So I'm having Chris move his springs from a number 11 to a number 9, which is about his shoulder height. He's going to stand facing the springboard first. And then he's going to step back until he has just a little bit of tension on those springs. Feet hip width apart. Oh, I actually need to step forward just a little bit. Okay, because you want to stop right at the seam of your pants. So shoulders back and down, hands long against your side, palms, fingers facing out and down, fingers facing down. And then you're going to face straight forward and you're going to press back, expanding the chest, and then stop right at those seams again. And then press back, relax through the chest, and back. And relax through the chest, and back. Good, 2 more. Good. This next one, we're going to hold it back, and you're going to look to the front of the studio, center, and then back, and release. On this next one, you're going to press back. You're going to look to the back of the studio, center, and release, and relax. Good. Good. And release. Okay, now we're going to face the center of the studio. Okay, and step out a little bit so you have a little bit of tension on those springs, feet hip width apart. And you're going to press straight forward in a chest press. Activating that core, getting into that nice plank body. You could lean forward if you want and just press forward below that shoulder. Good. And press forward. Good. And give me 2 more. 2, really pull that navel away from the spine, really relax the shoulders, finding an object to look at. And last one. Hi, I'm Gina, and my husband Chris, and we're going to be doing feet and straps. So I'm having my husband lay supine on the floor. I had him put the purple springs up at number 6 because he's a taller person, so they need to be a little higher. So he's going to put the straps on to the arch of his foot and make sure that they feel secure on his arch. They don't slip off and slap him in the face. Whoop. There you go, yep. Hold his little hand. There we go. And so go ahead and lay your head all the way down. And you can push away a little bit if you want to. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna have him do is just kind of stretch. So feet parallel all the way up, as straight as possible. And really anchoring that tailbone down to the mat of the carriage. Hands, palms actively into the mat. Let's put your mid back really into the mat. Arms straight, really kind of like you're reaching out. head relaxed. And you're just gonna lower and lift to what's natural and feels comfortable to you, parallel feet. And trying to keep the feet as together as you possibly can. This is hard because this is not on the reformer. This is on the springboard and it's a little harder, so a little bit further apart. Good, and down and up, relax. You gotta push back just a little bit. All right, hands back down to the mat, actively pressing down and reaching. Down and up, 2 more. Good, and then this next one, as he comes up and anchors that tailbone down, he's going to put his heels together and toes apart in Pilates feet. Now down and up. Really trying to bring those legs together as much as you can. Down and up. 2 more. And 1 more. Good. All right, on this 45 degrees, stop right there. I'm gonna have you bend your knees in and push straight out. And as you bend in, we want to keep those knees right above the hips and out. Good. Heels together. 2 more. And out. This is our froggy. Good. And 1 more. Really pressing that back into the mat, reaching with those fingers. And release. Bring your feet up carefully and take 1 strap off very carefully at a time so they don't slap you in the face. Good. Hi, my name is Gina Owen. This is my husband, Christopher Owen. He is going to be demonstrating arms on the springboard, and we're going to be facing sideways. So he has given me permission to touch him, so he's fine with that. He does have a little bit of a limitation, some shoulder issues. We're aware of that and nothing else. All right, let's take the springs from number 11 to just about shoulder height, number 9. Good. And we're gonna start by facing, I'm gonna have you face the front of the studio because we should probably see you. So opposite, so let's face the front. Good, let that go. All right, so we're gonna stand not too far out. Come in a little bit, a little further in, a little further in. Towards that way, okay. So we're gonna be hip width apart, feet about a grapefruit size between the feet. A little bit further in, please. All right, and we're gonna punch across, shoulders back and down, pulling the core in, navel to the spine, and we're gonna just punch. Good, we're gonna do about 4 of those. Shoulders back and down, pulling through, navel to the spine, relax through the shoulders, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to take a wide second. So your knees are going to track between your big toe, second toe. You're going to sink into your knees just a little bit, and you're going to again put cross. Give me 2 or 3 of those. And then you're going to, keeping your hips forward, you're going to give a little spinal rotation, as if you're actually throwing that punch across, keeping those hips forward. Good. 2 more. And 1. Now you're going to hold that single strap between right from the sternum out, sink a little deeper into the knees, and then we're going to turn towards the center of the studio and back, keeping those hips forward, like you're holding onto a ball. Good. Maybe sink a little lower, really pull through that core, feeling that upper thoracic spinal rotation. Good. 2 more. And good. Release. And good.